Your opportunity is being disguised as responsibility. What do that even mean? So, what I'm saying is that a lot of times people want opportunities. They're looking for a new chance to do something. They feel like they would be XYZ if they had the opportunity or they had the chance. I know I felt that way. I know, for example, I'll tell you right away, back when I was playing ball, I used ball for a lot of things because um, it was a big part of my life, and it shaped the way I look at the world. It shaped the way I understand the world. It was also the first thing where I was committed to developing aspects of myself. So football is the best way I know how to make sense of the world a lot of times, which is why I use it a lot to explain these things. It's also what sent me down the path of understanding and learning performance mindsets, understanding how the brain works neurologically and physiologically. Obviously, I haven't mastered any of these things, but I am learning them. It is an interest of mine. And that's why I make these videos, to share with y'all things that I wish I knew when I was playing, and things I've learned now that I'm going through a different chapter in my life that have helped me in the later part of my playing career and are carrying over to some of the success that I'm starting to see now that I'm done with it. But to the point I was making, your opportunity is disguised as responsibility. What does that mean? So what I'm saying is, I'll tell you a story about a time when I was playing ball, and I was in college. I was on a college scout team, and there was this time when a teammate of mine was saying, "Bro, I would be the starter if they just gave me a chance. I would be the starter if they would just give me the ball one time in practice." And honestly, it was a common sentiment that a lot of the guys on scout felt. Even myself, honestly, I felt this way too. Like, man, if they would just give me more reps, they would see that I'm clearly the best option. But I slowly realized over time, because I did end up getting more reps, and they did start to see that this kid is a good option. This kid can play. Over time, it wasn't overnight, it wasn't fast, and honestly, I should have executed a little bit more patience, and things may have played out a little different. I don't know. I'm not there anymore. But I can say is that I noticed that over time, because I was committed to the responsibilities bestowed upon me, the opportunities that were given to me, I was able to take advantage of even more opportunities. I was given more opportunities. Well, what are you saying? So when I was playing ball, you're on scout team. Your job is to just give the starters a look. So I was like, okay, so my opportunity right now is to practice. I have the opportunity of practice. Okay, perfect. I liked practicing, so it didn't feel like a big deal to me, right? That I wasn't gonna play, because I was like, okay, it was a big deal to me. I was like, I want to play, but it didn't hurt because I enjoyed practice anyway. But my responsibility was making sure that they were prepared for whoever it is they were gonna see. So what I would do is on my own, I would practice, get my work in. And when I come to practice, I'd watch a little clip. They showed us clips of the team we were going to play. They say, this is who you need to prepare them for. Sometimes they would play a lot bigger of a guy. And, I'm only 5'8", 180. At the time, I was about 190. But if they were playing a guy 6 foot, 220, I can't really make myself 220, 5'11" overnight. But I would practice in a way where they would be like, with my head down, I'm coming heavy, I'm coming hard, coming right through, and I'll make them work. And we would play guys that were smaller, quicker. I was smaller, I was quicker, so I was able to do my thing on that end, and I would go out there and I would give them a look. At the end of the week, whether we won or lost, regardless of how the defense performed, you was clear and able to see from me and the coach's standpoint that this kid gave us the best look he could possibly give us. And then I was given more opportunity. Then I was given the responsibility of making sure the other guys on scout team knew what they were doing. In terms of, obviously I'm not coaching them like I'm their personal coach, but it was my responsibility of getting them bought into scout team. I was a team first kind of guy. and that in itself brought me a lot of opportunities. But I took that responsibility upon myself to make sure, okay, these guys aren't used to not being in a position where they're playing. I know what this was like. Let me sort of mentor them and show them what that was like. That brought me the opportunity to travel with the team. Knowing I was pretty much just dressing out, wasn't gonna get in the game, but I took on the view of a morale guy. I was a big team glue player at the time, and that allowed me to travel with the team and keep the team in good spirits. Honestly, at the time, I'll be real with you, it felt kind of like demeaning and humbling because I was like, yo, I'm trying to play. Like, give me the ball. I'm trying to score. What are we doing? But me taking that responsibility brought me the opportunity to travel. Me traveling got me the opportunity to eventually playing in a game. So it may have felt like the long way while I was in it, but each thing I did brought me one step closer to my goal. And me taking on that responsibility, no matter what form it took on, was actually my opportunity. I hope that clearly explains. I hope you can really visualize what I'm saying right there, because it's very important to understand that you don't really get to pick your opportunities. And that's something I didn't really understand. It's sort of something I'm starting to understand right now. Opportunities don't just like fall from the sky. And I'm not saying they're scarce. Don't get that misconstrued at all. I'll make my own words, misconfused. Don't get it misconfused, man. Don't get it misconfused. I'm not saying that opportunities are scarce. They're not scarce at all. There are plenty of opportunities. Honestly, you're probably overlooking opportunities because they are disguised as responsibilities. You're probably not noticing that if you just took the initiative to do this little thing right here, it would honestly bring back an X plus return that you don't even realize. What am I saying? Near the end of my college career, I started making videos of lifting and running. I post them online, and I was one of the better lifters. And I took the responsibility of just like showing guys how to do certain things in the weight room that maybe they couldn't do before, or just going out to the field and working out with guys. And this brought me the opportunity to finish my degree and then interview for a GA internship with my strength coach. I also had a very good relationship with him. I had pretty good behavior. I performed well. I wasn't really like a problem person. So the interview went pretty well. I got the position, but it brought me an opportunity that I was really excited about. I wasn't able to finish it through. Had to end up going home with more personal things going on, but I was presented the opportunity because of the responsibility I took up. And there are many more examples all over the place. I'm sure you even have examples. Matter of fact, go ahead and share a time where you just took responsibility of something and it ended up turning into a great opportunity. I mean, I've met plenty of amazing people just because of me taking responsibility for things or exploiting opportunities. Like, I was working at this gym. I was working at a Crunch Fitness, actually. I was working at Crunch Fitness. You know, my job was just to scan people in, make sure they're having a good day, greet them at the door, and then just mop up, clean some things every few hours, make sure the place is, a slop, a mess. And I took upon my responsibility to do that to the best of my ability, but I also went above and beyond of trying to, help the personal trainers get clients. I left that job for a while, and then I came back as a trainer, but I didn't have to go through, it was a whole new staff. I didn't really have to go through an interview process because the manager was there and she remembered me. She remembered how I conducted myself at work, the responsibility I took up at work, and it brought me an opportunity to eventually be a trainer and work there as a trainer, which was something that was a passion of mine. And as I continue to go through life, it's more and more examples. I'm sure you have your own. Go ahead and share them down below, because a very important thing to understand is that opportunities are everywhere. That's the first thing you have to understand. They are everywhere. The next thing you have to understand is that responsibility is free. Responsibility is just like opinions. they're free. There's nothing to take responsibility. It might cost you a little something, but the ROI, return on investment, is always more than what it costs you to take up responsibility. Okay, what does that mean? So I can tell you a story of me just giving my friends rides back to the crib, like literally something like that. I took it my responsibility. I'm gonna make sure these couple guys, they're on the team, but they don't really have a consistent ride. I'll be their consistent ride. So I'll make sure they consistent ride to and from practice with me. And that brought me an opportunity. I meet their parents. What you do, sir? Oh, I do this, that. I work in this, that. I can help you do this, that, and the third. And that ended up bringing me an opportunity to do other things. Another time, I was just going to Planet Fitness. I just went to Planet Fitness. I was trying to get a workout in. I was visiting my mom. I was home for Christmas break. I go to Planet Fitness, and I'm talking to the lady at the front, and I took advantage of the opportunity. Really, it wasn't really me taking responsibility of anything, but it was early in the morning. I just asked her how she was doing. I helped her put something up in the gym because she had to set something up. I was helping her set up this thing, and we just ended up talking. And she's like, you don't really have to do this. I was like, yeah, but it's fine. I'm already here. I might as well help. She ends up telling me about this convention, and me and my best friend go to this. It's a business convention. We go to this business convention. We meet this great guy, who taught us some things about franchising, about how to get a loan and stuff. We had some trouble throughout the way. We had some pitfalls. Like, actually, nothing ended up going according to plan, but it did present us a whole new opportunity. Like, it just exposed us to a whole new world. And that's the thing that I think is very important, being exposed to new things and new opportunities, because honestly, like I've been saying this whole video, and I'm going to keep saying, you don't even recognize your opportunities because they're disguised as responsibilities. You're running from responsibility, and you don't even realize you're closing the door to future opportunities. Like, something that's big in Adlerian psychology is being useful to the community. And in Adlerian psychology is something I want to dive into a lot on this page, and I will get to it. But it talks about how being useful to your community and your society plays a big part in one's self-worth and one's happiness. It also plays a big role in one's success. Now, whether you believe that, success is monetary or it is some other form of success, because I believe that, success is defined by yourself. You have to pick what it is that makes you successful and go for that. But that's another video as well, which we'll get into. But whatever it is, the usefulness to your community is what will help bring that along. I mean, you look at very successful businesses. You look at like McDonald's. Like, it brings convenience in food. Yeah, it's trash. It's not good for you, but it does bring convenience in food. You look at the auto shops, AutoZone. They're providing things. They're helping the community. The tire shop, they're helping the community. The school is helping the community. You know what I'm saying? So understanding where your opportunities are is the biggest key to helping yourself continue to exploit the opportunities in front of you. Understanding that responsibility is not something to run from, but something to embrace makes the world of difference. And if you like this video, give it a like, share it with somebody who should watch it, and comment down below something interesting that you might have thought of during this video. I really want to hear it. I want to make this a discussion. Check out my community posts too. I want to talk more in there. Got some polls in there, and make it a group discussion. So check that out. Don't be afraid to post in there, and God bless.